Every once in a while, a truly special athlete comes through Iowa State.
Tinsley again. El Jamal thinks he's back in Rucker Park.
And you can get so conditioned to seeing them perform well that you occasionally have to stop and pinch yourself and say, hey, I'm going to make sure to absorb every minute of this.
It's off to Troy. He cuts it back. He's at the 20-yard line. At the 15, at the 10, the 5. Touchdown! Oh, my goodness.
That's exactly what Cyclone fans should be doing this season as they watch George Niang.
Niang. Oh, goodness.
How good is that? How good was that? Did that go over the board? John, I'm telling you right now, there's not a more complete offensive player in the country.
He just embodies everything that's right about the game. I think he's a true student athlete. He's going to graduate. He's going to finish one of the top 5 scorers, I believe, ever here at Iowa State. The winningest player here ever in the history of the school. But he's a guy that's been rewarded for hard work. He's been a self-made player, and so very fortunate to coach him, and hopefully we can send him out the right way for his senior year.
Just the feeling of knowing that everybody in here is passionate about you playing this game in front of them, and it's something that's really, I don't want to say I'm counting down the days, but my days here are numbered, and it honestly brings tears to my eyes, really just thinking about my last time going to be walking out on the court and sharing special moments with these fans, because they really embraced me since I was a young 19-year-old chunky kid from Massachusetts. So I really, I'm really going to miss this place, and it's really meant a lot to me to be here and for the support that they've given me.
Fred Hoiberg knew the first time he saw him that chunky kid from Massachusetts had talent. He had footwork. He had a huge basketball IQ and an even bigger imagination. But what nobody could possibly know at the time was just how driven Niang would be. Not just to be good, but to be great.
People forget, when George was a little heavier and was up there in the mid-teens body fat-wise, he was still scoring 20-some points a game and still performing at a really high level. And a lot of athletes, can get comfortable with that. And that's never been George's case. He's never been comfortable with what he's doing. He's always looking to get better. And that was the big thing that showed a couple years ago that summer. And since then, even now, we just still making sure his diet's on track and still making sure he's doing stuff when other guys are sneaking in some desserts here and there. He's cutting it down, being done, and always looking for extra work. Putting all those things together, his skill, his footwork, how he uses his body, just his awareness on the court, and now putting that into a body that's leaner and faster and stronger, that's a combination for success right there.
And what a success. As a senior, Niang has career highs in scoring, rebounding, field goal percentage, free throw percentage, and perhaps most importantly, minutes. Who could have guessed 3 years ago that George Niang would be among the Big 12 leaders in minutes played?
That's a tribute to the strength guys around here, and really pushing me in the off-season and preseason, really just to become the best that I can be with my conditioning. So the credit really goes to them, and really just giving me a mindset where nothing can stop me physically out on the court.
And when you feel that nobody can stop you physically, there is no stopping you mentally.
That's been a big thing for George, and I think in the past he's been, your mind's going to tell you, hey, you're tired, we need to stop and take a break. And now that we've made that transformation, I think he's even just more confident. Like when it does get time, you look up at the clock and we're down a little bit, and it's like, geez, we've only got a little bit of time. George and all of our guys have that confidence of like, hey, we're physically good. Like your mind's telling you to, you need a break or need rest, and they like, no, we don't. We're ready to go, and we can push through the end and get this done.
I really think it does come down to a mental standpoint. When you're mentally fatigued, you make bad decisions. But I feel like I've done a good job of watching film and really finding out the times and points of the game and where I get the most fatigued, and really trying to lock myself in during the game and be like, all right, you really need to have a better sense of focus during these times, because these are when you're more apt to pick up a foul or do something stupid. So I really think the mental standpoint is key also.
Here's a guy who studies film to see when he gets tired. That incredible variety of low post moves, that stretch four accuracy from beyond the arc, those things don't happen by accident.
I've put so much work into this game throughout my career here, and that there's really no pressure. I feel like pressure comes when you know that you haven't I feel like it's studying for like an exam. If you don't put the work in before, you're not going to feel comfortable taking the exam. And every game that I play, I feel like it's just like another midterm or final exam that you're just out there and just proving what you've been practicing.
I just admire George's work ethic. Really, he he's one of the guys, that motivates me to get in the gym and work hard because he's always in there working hard.
You can obviously work on a one dribble pull up or your floater or stuff like that, but I think the biggest thing that was holding me back was being that consistent leader, being that guy that is doing the right thing all the time. It's easy to talk about being a leader, but then it's another thing to be able to do it. And I think going out there and living the life of a leader on and off the court is huge. When your teammates can see that you're serious about what you're preaching rather than you just talking about it, it goes a long way. And I think that's the biggest thing I wanted to work on, especially because this is my last year and I really want to enjoy every moment and get the most out of this team.
He's in every practice an hour before getting up shots, in late nights. I've seen the counting amount of times. I've been there with him, and all the guys see that, and when you see someone that's working as hard as he is, people feed off that energy. There's a reason he's a captain, a reason he's a leader of this team. It's because, he doesn't just talk the talk, he walks it. And anyone in the world can say anything. You can say the best things, say whatever you want, but if you don't do it, those words are nothing.
Hopefully, all that hard work will lead to a career in the NBA. There is no question that all that hard work will lead to a business degree from Iowa State University and a champion for life.
It's really going to mean a lot to me because, life is more than basketball. Eventually the ball is going to stop bouncing, and I'm glad that I've been brought up in a community where people take care of each other and they've want to see me succeed not only on the court but in the classroom. So I think that's huge for me, and it speaks volumes for this university that, they really challenge their athletes to finish and get their degree and be successful in something other than their sport.
Take a moment, reflect, and appreciate the incredible journey of George Niang, one of the best ever to wear an Iowa State uniform. For Cyclones.tv, I'm John Walters.